Hello everybody, Sorbitten here, and welcome back to another past paper practice video. In this video, I will be tackling some algebra questions. So let's not waste any more time, let's head straight into the first question. So you're asked to simplify this, and by simplify we mean, make simpler. So what we can do, some people may just go and they will say, all right, this cancels to that, this cancels to that. No, that will be absolutely incorrect, 100%. So what we need to do when we have questions like these, we need to factorize the top, and then most likely something at the top will be able to cancel out at the bottom. So these things are subtracting, we cannot just go and cancel out like this and like that. That would be absolutely wrong. Things must be multiplying for them to be cancelled. So let's go. So we have at the top, we have x squared minus 1. So we have x squared here, and we have 1. And we have two terms, and they're subtracting. And we know if we multiply x by itself, we get x squared. And if we multiply 1 by itself, we get 1. So we have two square terms. So in order for us to factorize at the top, it will simply be, so it will be, we open two brackets. So here we have x. What can we multiply by itself to get x squared? We put x, so we put x here as well. What can we multiply by itself to get 1? We know 1 by 1 will give you that. So in one bracket we'll add, and in the other bracket we'll subtract. Then at the bottom now we'll have x minus 1, which is the same thing here. So now we have x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 1. So now we can do some cancelling out. Now this here will cancel with everything at the bottom here because these two things are multiplying each other. So when we simplify this, we'll end up with x plus 1 over 1, which is the same as x plus 1. And that is the answer for this question. So once again, we are asked to simplify this. So we have 4ab squared plus 2a squared b, all divided by ab. So we want to simplify this. So we have to, let's factor out, let's see if we can factor out ab and cancel out ab with this ab at the bottom here. So let's go. So can we factor out a from both of the terms? We have a here and a here. So yes, we can factor out a. What about b? Can we factor out b from both terms? So we have b squared here and we have b. So yes, we can factor out b. So when we factor out ab, we'll be left with 4. Remember, we're not factorizing fully. We're just factorizing what is at the bottom here, just so that we can cancel out and simplify this here. So this will be 4, and we factor out a. So we're left with 4. We factor out the ab actually, so we're left with, so the a will go, 1 and the b will go, so we're left with 4b plus 2. We factor out 1 of the a and the b, so we're left with 2a. All of this divided by ab. So we write this a bit better, so ab. So this a will cancel to this a, this b will cancel to this b. Remember, this here is multiplying by this, so we can do some cancelling out. So when we cancel out this, we're left with simply 4b plus 2a. And that will be the answer after we simplify this at the top here. The next question says, express as a single fraction. So we have 3p over 2 plus q over p. We want to write this as a single fraction, so we want to add these two fractions. So in order for us to add, we see the denominators are not the same, so we need to find the LCM. So the LCM of 2 and p would simply be 2p. And then we do the same thing like what we normally do with fraction. So we divide the denominator by the LCM. So 2p divided by 2, this will cancel out to this, so we're left with p. So you multiply that by the top here, p. So 3p times p would be 3p squared. Plus 2p divided by the p now. So this p will cancel out to this p, so we're left with 2. So we multiply this answer here by 2. q times 2 would be 2q. Hence, as a single fraction, it will be 3p squared plus 2q all divided by 2p. And that is the answer as a single fraction. And the next question says, solve for x given that. And the next question says, solve for x given 3x squared minus 7x plus 2x is equal to 0. So we want to solve this here. We want to find the value of x. So we see we can either use the quadratic formula or we can factorize it first and then solve. So I'll factorize and then solve, since that I prefer that way personally. So let's go. So let's use the AC method. So in order for us to use the AC method to factorize this, we must first identify what is A, what is B, and what is C. So we see A is equal to 3, B is equal to negative 7, and C is equal to 2. Now you multiply A by C, which will be 3 by 2, which will be 6. So AC is equal to 6. And now we want two numbers. When we multiply them, we must get 6. So when we add them, we should get negative 7. So let's try negative 6 times negative 1. So that would give me a negative times a negative is a positive. 6 times 1 is 6. That checks out. And a negative 6 plus a negative 1 would give me a, see these two will turn into a minus. So 6 minus 1 would give me a negative 7. So this checks out as well. And this is what we're substituting. So we'll have 3x squared minus 6x minus 1x, but we'll just put minus x, plus 2 is equal to 0. So this is what we put in, right? Negative 6 minus 1. This is how we end up with negative 6x minus 1x, which is the same as x. So we pair this off and we factorize, so we pair off. So I temporarily put both of these in a bracket. So let's look at the first bracket, what is common? So we see the number 3 is common, and then look at the variables. We have x squared and we have x. So we see x is common. So you factor out 3x from here, we're simply left with x. We factor out 3x from here, we're simply left with minus 2. And then we have the negative in front here, so we factor out that negative. So let's factor out that negative sign. And do we have anything else in common? So no, so we'll factor out a negative 1. So we factor out negative 1 from here, we're left with a positive x. We factor out negative 1 from here. A negative divided by a positive would be a negative, so we're left with a minus 2. And this would be equal to 0. So our two brackets are the same. That means we are going correct. So now we take what is outside the bracket and we put them in a bracket. So we'll have 3x minus 1 in one bracket and x minus 2 in the other bracket, and this is equal to 0. Now this part, we have both brackets being equal to 0. So what we can do to find our values for x, we'll equate both brackets to 0. So this will be 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, and x minus 2 is equal to 0. So 3x minus 1, we solve for x. This will be 3x will be equal to, this is subtracting, we take the will add, so this will be 1. Hence x will be equal to, this is multiplying, we take the will divide, so this will be 1 over 3. So x is equal to 1 over 3, and for this side here, x will be equal to, this is subtracting, we take the will add, so 0 plus 2 would be 2. So x is equal to 2. And that is how we work this out. And of course, if you want to check, we can check to see if our answer is correct by substituting both of these here, one at a time, into this here, and we should get 0 as the answer when we work it out. In this video, we tackled some algebra questions, and I want you to use these concepts here to practice more questions like these. So keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.